Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well today. Welcome to the 2026 Canyon County Fair Market Swine Show. We have pigs that are loading into the holding pens. We're going to get started here in just a few minutes. And we're excited for a great show today. And so make your way to the swine ring and we'll get started here in a few minutes. Okay, once again, good morning. We're so glad you're here for our Canyon County 2026 Market Swine Show. For those of you that are in the area, I'd like to welcome our judge, Dalton Williams. Dalton is a livestock judge out of Grantsville, Utah. Let's give him a welcome. Thank you for coming, Dalton. Dalton grew up in Grantsville, Utah, raising and showing pigs with his family. He has a strong foundation in livestock evaluation and animal care, and that started at a young age, just like all of you. After high school, Dalton attended the University of Nebraska, where he earned a bachelor's degree in agribusiness with a minor in animal science. At Nebraska, he competed in livestock judging on a regional national contest and evaluated cattle, swine, sheep, and goats. Through these competitions, Dalton honed his skills in class placing, oral reasons, and overall animal evaluation. Since returning home, Dalton has continued to manage and help with the family's show pig business with his father and brother, focusing on breeding and raising competitive show pigs for the next generation. He also assists his brother in their newly started show goat business, contributing to selection and breeding decisions. Dalton's philosophy and goals. He's eager to apply his livestock knowledge and judging experience to assist at fairs and events, providing fair, educational, and engaging evaluations for exhibitors and audiences. Dalton believes that livestock judging is not only about ranking animals, but also encouraging, learning, promoting best practices in breeding and care, and inspiring the next generation of exhibitors. He is committed to bringing professional enthusiasm and positive experience to every show. Thank you so much for being here, Dalton, and mentoring our youth as we go through today. We welcome you. Yay! It's going to be a great day. Well, are we ready, Logan? Okay, into our class. Now is our class of feeder hogs. These hogs were under the weight limit, but they're still great hogs, and we want to recognize them. They weigh anywhere from 144 to 214 pounds. I welcome Akaya Taylor, Logan Sheets, Levi Reese, Cam Davis, Peyton Sheets, Paisley Dinglinger, Carson Gentry, and Mac Couches.
Well, good morning, everybody, and thank you for having me come and judge your pig show. I think this is a good way to start the hog show in the feeder division. Obviously, a little light to be in the market show, but I think these two barrels represent me pretty well. I'm going to start off with the young man's big belted barrel to win. As far as structure, getting out and moving, that's the heavier muscled, sounder structured one that just gets out and moves and puts the most together for this stage of the game. From the profile, it's really elevated at the point of his shoulder. He gets out, reads well in his angles, and is comfortable in his build and skeleton. A great way to start. Congrats, young man. The one that comes in next, that's the heavier finished one of the group, but for me today, he just gets a little too over conditioned for this stage of the game. But one that's got more shape, got more spread, bolder about his rib, bolder in his center body. At this stage of the game, I'd like to see him more lean and just more on pace to be a show barrel at a heavier weight. But overall, good barrel by that young man. The one in third is another heavy muscled one, but just compared to my top two, getting out and moving, he's just not as comfortable in his structure. He needs to be bolder about his rib, deeper in his center body, and I like to see him more elevated at the point of his shoulder. But as far as width and dimension and mass and power, that barrel's got it. So good place to be in third there. The Duroc that comes next, that's one that's for Duroc's got a lot of width and dimension. For me, I just want to see him bust it, pulled open, and more shape out of the top side of his neck. Want to see him just more comfortable at the angles of his shoulder. But overall, great red gilt that comes in there. The one next is another heavy muscled one that wants to get out and move. I just want to see him more elevated. He needs to be more comfortable in his head and neck design. He needs to be taller at the point of his shoulder to really piece together and balance from the profile, but one that gets out and moves and has a good structural integrity that comes next. The one that's next just needs more days on feed, just gets a little skinnier and greener out here today, but as far from this profile, balances and has the look and design. Just want to see more days on feed. To really blow that one open, get a bolder about his rib, bolder in his center body to move up any higher. The next two that come out are both similar. I just want to see him heavier muscle than got to be more comfortable in their structure. I want to see more shape shape in the backside of their neck and just more overall width and dimension. But a good way to end. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Great job. This first class of feeder hogs receiving first with a purple ribbon, Carson Gentry, Dry Lake Livestock. In second with a purple ribbon, Levi Reese, Dry Lake Livestock. Coming in third today, we have Paisley Dinglinger, Valley View 4-H with the blue. With the blue in fourth, Logan Sheets, Clover Kids 4-H. Fifth place goes to Peyton Sheets with the blue from Clover Kids 4-H. In sixth, we have Akaya Taylor, Napa FFA with the red. Seventh goes to Cam Davis, Homedale FFA with a red. Great job. If you're new to Canyon County, we show in divisions. So our first breed is Yorkshire. This is class 2. We have 4 exhibitors in this class. These market hogs range from 228 to 249 pounds. Levi Reese, Olivia Hernandez, Rose Fox, and Allie Rose Stewart. We're showing today in lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight. So the class winners of each of those classes will come back for an overall division runoff.
Another good class and a good class of Yorkshires to come to start us in the York division. I'm going to start out with the young man's barrel. I think from the profile, that's the most complete, put together one. He's elevated at the point of the shoulder. When he gets out and moves, he's the most comfortable in his structure. Super bold about his rib, neat in his design. I think that's just the most complete, the fresher option. So a good place to start with that young man. The young lady that comes next, that's the more powerful option of the group. He's blown open at the top side, huge shape, huge stitch down his back. For me, he's just got to go better off his rear legs. He gets a little tight out of his out of his ham loin junction. Wants to get a little outside of himself as he moves, but a very good, heavy muscled, powerful hog to come in second. The one that comes third, that's another heavy muscled, wide built one. It's on the move. That this one's just got to be better. He just gets too straight and short out of his hip for me to move up any higher today. And the one next, I just like to see him in a little bit of a different design. That's a huge chested, big backed one. But for me today, he just gets too short and round. And just I'd like to see him more elevated and pulled together to come move up any higher today. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Great job, Class 2. Receiving first place with the purple ribbon, Levi Reese, Dry Lake Livestock. Levi will return for the Yorkshire runoff. Also returning for the runoff in second place with the purple ribbon, Allie Rose Stewart from Critters of Gold. Third with the blue, Rose Fox, Critters of Gold. And with the blue ribbon in fourth place, Olivia Hernandez, Wilder FFA. We welcome Class 3, our Yorkshire middleweight division. These market hogs range from 253 to 293 pounds. Rose Fox, Jack Thornton, Ryder Shirley, and Grant Thornton.
Another good class of Yorks here, and we're getting in a little heavier weight. I'm going to choose the young lady's gilt to start the class. Yes, that is probably the most greenest, lightest pig of the class, but I think as far as the profile, getting that one on the move, that's the soundest structured, that's the freshest, that's the best looking one that gets out and move with an attractive look and design, has plenty of shape, maybe not as powerful as the other three today, but I think as far as structure, freshness, and a muscularity standpoint, that's a good one to start. The young man's that comes in second, that's a big backed one that's huge in his center portion. I just like to see him cleaner about his front, neater, more attractive in the way his head and neck blends together, and got to be a little more comfortable out of his hip and hind leg to overcome the class winner. The one in third, I think, is the powerhouse of the group. That's the widest built, heaviest muscled one. But today he's just getting up too over-conditioned on this standpoint, getting a little chubby, and just not as fresh and attractive as the ones in top two. I'd like to see him get out and move with a more balanced and unique look. On the young man's that comes in next, super attractive from his design. When he gets his head up, he gets out and moves. For me, he just gets too flat in his rib. He's too short and round out of his hip, and just needs to be bolder about his rib cage and more attractive from the ground up to move any higher. But let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Great job in this second class of Yorkshires and our last class before we have our division runoff. In first place with a purple ribbon, Rose Fox, Critters of Gold. Second place with the purple ribbon, Ryder Shirley, Valley View 4-H. Both Rose and Ryder will return for the division runoff. In third with the blue, Grant Thornton, Rocky Mountain 4-H. And in fourth with the blue, Jack Thornton, Rocky Mountain 4-H. We're now going to have our Yorkshire division runoff. The first and second recipients of this, the division winner and reserve, will come back tonight for our final drive at 6:30. So where we crown our grand champion market animals. Representing Class 1, Levi Reese, and Class 2, Allie Rose Stewart. Class 1 as well. Representing the second class of Yorkshire, Rose Fox and Ryder Shirley.
I think a good way to do to have our York Grand Drive here. I think two pigs that are very nice and both in contention for sure. I think for me, there's one that just puts the most pieces together. There's the one that looks a little more market ready and fresher and balanced from the profile. Young Man's Barrow is going to win our York division.
Congratulations to Levi Reese. He is our division winner for Yorkshire. Levi will return tonight for the final drive.
You dropped the second place out, and I think he fits right into the class winner. And I'm going to go ahead and use him for reserve. I think he's the heavier muscled, more blown open one that gets out and move with the shot, more balance and look. He's a little more market ready and fresher at the point of his shoulder. So very nice barrow to come in second.
Our reserve division Yorkshire winner is Allie Rose Stewart from Kitters of Gold. Congratulations to all of these exhibitors. We look forward to the final drive tonight. We're going to move into our Dark Cross. This is our Class 5. Dark Cross lightweight. These market hogs range from 222 to 230 pounds. Noah Wiersma, Naomi Pollock, Jimmy Clark, Logan Reese, and Gage Madiag. Canyon County is kind of unique in our market show. We show by division, which is pretty neat. And so within that division, we break out our lightweight, our middleweight, and our heavyweight. You know, so we have Dark Cross in here, and some of these market hogs may look like they are a light cross, but because of the black markings and because of black features, that is why when they're crossbred, and that is why they are called as a dark cross. So as you help exhibit and critique and look at these market hogs today, if you see a light one in a dark cross class and think, okay, wonder why, it's because look at the black markings. And that's what is determined by our superintendents, who are very knowledgeable.
I think a good way to start our light cross division, and I think these two have a lot of similar things, but are very different. And I think I would listen to arguments to place them either way. I'm going to start with the young man's gilt right in front of me to win the class. I think from the profile, that's a super tall shoulder, elevated one that gets out and moves with an attractive, balanced look. It's fresher in the point of her shoulder. She's got a huge blade running in her, huge ditch down her back. Love the design and look of that pig, and ultimately that's what gets her the start. I think the barrel that comes next, that's your more powerful one. Got tons of width and dimension. For me, I just like to see him bolder about his rib and a shot more comfortable in his rear leg to move him up any higher today. The one next is extremely heavy muscled, shapely kind of a hog that I love the way he's finished. For me, he just gets too short and round and bunchy, and I like to see him more elevated at the point of his shoulder, more relaxed in his angles, and just be able to get out and move with more comfort to move him any higher. The one next is a wide build barrel that's actually pretty comfortable in his structure. For me, I just need to see more shape, more balance, more look for that one to come any higher. And then the one that rounds us out, I like to see heavier muscled. Gets a shot too plain for me, a little too over conditioned in his look today, but a nice one to round out our class. So let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations to this first class of lightweight dart cross. In first place with the purple ribbon, Logan Reese, Dry Lake Livestock. Second goes to Noah Wiersma, Canyon County Fair Junior Livestock Program with the purple. In third, we have Jimmy Clark, Canyon County Fair Livestock Program with the blue. Fourth today with the blue, Gage Madiag. And fifth, Naomi Pollock, Homedale FFA with the blue. So we will have a dark cross lightweight runoff in a bit. And so both Logan and Noah will come back for that. Entering the class now is our second class of dark cross lightweights. These hogs range from 238 to 242 pounds, very close in weight. Sarah Beth Graham, Emery Kirk, Lydia Thornton, Eileen Lucky, Zealand Cunningham, Eisen Sanchez, and McKenna Murray.
complete one of the group. She's the freshest at the top of her shoulder. She's unique and attractive when you get her on the profile. Is she the stoutest featured, biggest legged animal of the group? No, but I think she's got plenty. She's plenty adequate in the way she gets out and moves. She has a lot of mass and power. She's bold about her rib. I think a good place to start. On the Calico Gill that comes next, that's your pretty attractive one from the profile. I love the look and design ahead of her blade. I love her shape and design out of her backside of her shoulder. But for me, it's just got to get out and move with a shot more comfort. I'd like to see him picked up on her toes. Get out and move with more flexibility and comfort to move her any higher. The one that comes next, Young Lady's Barrel, that's an extremely powerful, stout-featured one of the class. He outmasses, outpowers everything. For me, it's this look right here coming at me. Wants to concave in his chest. He gets too soft on his pasterns. I'd like to see him aired up. He needs to stay wider and truer from the ground to move up any higher. Another one that comes next, super heavy muscle barrel that has tons of boldness to his rib. For me, I'd like to change it in the front 1/3, make him a shot more comfortable, more elevated at the point of his shoulder, picked up on his pasterns to move up any higher. One here that comes in next, I'd just like to see wider and more stout from the ground up. Has a lot of shape and boldness to a rib, but one that just needs to be blown open from the ground up to move up any higher. The two that come next, I think for me, in terms of structure, they just get a little too straight and short in their movement today. I'd like to see them with a shot more muscle and more power from the ground up to overcome the others today. But let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Good job, class number 6. Going in first place with the purple ribbon, McKenna Murray, Critters of Gold. Second, we have Emery Kirk with the purple ribbon, Critters of Gold. Both McKenna and Emery will return for the Dark Cross lightweight runoff. In third, with the blue, Lydia Thornton, Valley View 4-H. Fourth today with the blue, Eisen Sanchez, Craveman Critters. In fifth, we have Sarah Beth Graham, Critters of Gold with the red. Coming in sixth from Locust Grove Wranglers, Eileen Lucky with the red. In seventh, Zealand Cunningham, Red Top Wranglers with the red. We welcome our third class of Dark Cross lightweight market hogs ranging from 243 to 253 pounds. Russell Blockner, Jacob Wiersma, Jacob Fuller, and Taya Cernkovich.
I think another good class here, and the young lady's barrow is going to win. I think he does so easily, in my opinion. That's the stoutest, most rugged one, powerful one, comes at you with a mean, masculine look, tons of shape and design. Super awesome barrel for that young lady. Great place to start. The one that comes in next, that gilt's an extremely heavy muscle gilt that has tons of shape. For me, it's just got to get out and move with the shot, more comfortability off his hind leg to overcome the class winner, but a good place to come in second. The one that comes in next is a good finish type of hog. For me, I just want to shorten him up in his rib, balance him overall in his profile, get him more elevated at the point of his shoulder to move up any higher. The one that comes next, extremely wide built, heavy muscled one that's bold about his rib shape. For me, it's going away. He's just got to be more comfortable out of his hind leg to move up any higher. And this one here, another wide built, muscular one that it has some boldness to his rib. For me, it's just got to be more attractive in his design. He's just getting a little too over-conditioned today to move up any higher. The two that come in next, I would like to see him heavier muscled, wider built. They need to be fixed from the ground up. They get a little too straight, too short in their structure and their skeleton to move up any higher. But let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations to this last class of Dark Cross Lightweight exhibitors. First place with the purple ribbon, Emma Hacker from Wilder FFA. Second with the purple ribbon, Jacob Wiersma, Canyon County Fair Livestock Program. And third with the blue, Russell Blockner, Critters of Gold. Fourth from Red Top Wranglers, Harper Matiag with the blue. Fifth with the red, Taya Cernkovich, Dirty Boots 4-H. And in sixth with the red, Luke White, Dirty Boots 4-H. And coming in seventh with the red, Jacob Fuller, Red Top Wranglers. We're going to have our runoff for our Dark Cross Lightweight division. The first and second place market exhibitors will come back for the overall Dark Cross runoff. Representing the first
the shot more comfort. I'd like to see him more elevated at the point of his shoulder to move up any higher. The one that comes in next is extremely good finished hog. For me, I just want to see more muscle and shape. You get that one, get that one's head up and moving. Extremely balanced, comfortable about his structure. Just got to see more muscle and shape to get him any higher. The two that come in next, I just want to see them heavier muscle, more comfortable out of row structure. They get too short and straight today for me. Need to see them blown apart from the ground up to move up any higher, but let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations to this class of exhibitors. First place with the purple, Lydia Thornton, Valley View 4-H. Second with the purple, Seth Millsaps, Middleton Wranglers. Both Lydia and Seth will return for the Dark Cross middleweight runoff. In third, we have a blue going to Eisen Sanchez, Caveman Critters. With a red in fourth, Natalie Thornton, CUNA FFA. Fifth today, Mari Milburn, Marcine FFA with a red. And in sixth with the red, Jax Cleverly, Dirty Boots 4-H. This is Class 10, our second class of Dark Cross middleweight. These market hogs range from 258 to 262 pounds. Kate Thornton, Hazel Costa, Clayton Costa, Kylie Thornton, Ella Dornenball, and Luke Eager. 52 to 268 pounds. Mara Milburn, Noah Wiersma, Trig Lober, Hudson Burnett, and Hallie White.
Another good class. I think the young man's barrel puts the most together in terms of a muscularity, freshness, and skeleton. The one that gets out and moves with extreme comfort, extremely stout and masculine about his head and neck, extremely heavy bone, good place to start. Young lady's barrel that comes next, one that's wide built, bold about its rib. For me, it's just got to be better in terms of its look and design. I like the skeleton. I like the structure. of that one. Just got offered a shot more look and designed to move up to overcome the class winner. Young man's in third, I think, is a very nice, good-looking gilt. For me, that's one that has tons of shape. When she gets her head up, she balances right. For me, she gets a little too soft on her pasterns, get too short and round out of her hip. I just like to see her go with a shot more width and squareness and be pulled up on her toes to overcome the top two. Young ladies, that comes next. Another one in terms of look, shape, design, muscle. For me, just needs to be heavier bone, more comfortable in its structure. I like to see that one with a little bit more finish to move her up any higher today. Young man to round up the class is the opposite of the one in front of her. Extremely well conditioned, finished hog. For me, just needs to have more in terms of look, shape. Needs to be more comfortable going away out of the rear leg to overcome the bottom. But let's put our hands together for these exhibitors.
Congratulations to this last class of dark cross middleweight exhibitors. First place with a purple ribbon, Trig Lober, Primetime 4-H. In second with a purple ribbon, Hallie White, Dirty Boots 4-H. Both Trig and Hallie will return for the dark cross middleweight runoff. Receiving a blue in third, Noah Wiersma, Canyon County Fair Livestock Program. In fourth with a red, Mara Milburn, Marcine FFA. And in fifth with a red, Hudson Burnett, Dirty Boots 4-H. We're going to have our middleweight dark cross runoff. Representing the first class, Lydia Thornton and Seth Millsaps. Representing class 2, Kylie Thornton and Cade Thornton. Representing class 3, Trig Lober and Hallie White.
I think our toughest division of the day. When you got these three class winners out here, they each have their pros and cons, and I think they're all very good, and they fit the bill for my type and kind. For me, there's two that are in contention that rival each other. good way to start our heavyweight classes, and I think the young ladies all black barrel is a good place to start. Now, is he perfect? Absolutely not. But I think, as far as a width and a muscularity standpoint, he's fresher at the backside of his shoulder. He's bolder about his rib. He's got more shape and design, stouter featured. Good place to start. Young man's calico gilt. Now, that's the attractive, neat-looking one of the group. When that one gets on the profile, she's extremely balanced, good about her angles. For me, I just like to see her softer at the point of the ground. I'd like to see her blown more open in her rib and just go with a shot more mass and power to overcome my class winner. Young ladies that comes in third, very similar to our second place. Extremely good-looking, attractive hawk. It's on the move. That one's just got to get it better. He's too short and straight out of his hip. More stiff about his hawk and the way he works his passion to move him up any higher today. The one that comes next is extremely well finished, heavy muscle kind of a hog. Just like to see him with more shape, more design, more comfortable in his structure. Similar thing with this young man that comes next. Extremely good finish. Just want to see him heavier muscled, more blown open, more shape and design. The two that come next is similar in their types and kinds. The one here has a shot more muscle, shape and design over his back side of his blade, but just needs to go better in their structure. Needs to have more shape, design to move them up any higher. But let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations to this first class of Dark Cross heavyweight exhibitors. In first with the purple, Jalen Acuna, Dirty Boots 4-H. Second with the purple, Bobby Watkins, Cowpokes 4-H. Both Jalen and Bobby will return for the Dark Cross heavyweight runoff. Third, with the blue, Sawyer Watkins, Parma FFA. And fourth today with the blue, Luke Boiselle, Caveman Critters. With the red in fifth, Jacob Fuller, Red Top Wranglers. In seventh with the red, Tucker Sheets, Clover Kids 4-H. And I think I missed sixth place with the red, Charlie Scrimma, Caveman Critters. This is our second class of Dark Cross heavyweight market hogs. They range from 285 to 297 pounds. Krista Gregory, Jack Thornton, Lucy Knott, Lane Hart, Gabriel Hernandez, Truett Tucker, Cameron Montanez, and Riata Higby.
Another good class, and you can see we're getting up to the heavier weights. And I think this young lady in front of me does the best of combining the muscularity and freshness and comfortable in his skeleton in terms of his design. When that one's on the move, he is the most comfortable. He's the best about his angles. He's most comfortable in the way he sets down and places his hawk and rear leg, and that's ultimately what gets him to start. That's the freshest, best put together one to start. Now, young ladies that comes in second, that's your powerhouse of the group. That's an extremely wide and stout featured hog that has tons of shape, power, mass. My issue with him, it's going away. He gets too short and choppy out of his hind leg. Needs to be comfortable when you get to the point where he's so stout, so heavy muscled, so powerful. We're starting to see him not being able to hold together in his rear leg as good as the class winner. Young ladies that comes next, extremely good looking from the profile. That's an up-headed, tall shoulder gilt that's extremely shapely from its back. I just like to see that one softened up. Gets a little too hard-bodied for me. I like to see her blown open in her center part of her body to move her up anymore. Young man that comes in next, extremely wide built, big backed as we've seen all day. For me, it's just got to be neater and more attractive in his look and design, particularly in his front 1/3. Young man that comes next, or young lady that comes next, extremely good looking gilt. For me, just gets too flat and narrow in her rib. Like to see her blown open to move her up any higher. Young man that comes next, extremely wide, powerful, muscular kind of hog. Needs to be more elevated at the point of her shoulder. Needs to be more comfortable in his rear leg and where he puts and places his pastern. Young man's calico, good looking kind of a hog. For me, it's on the move. He gets too short and choppy. Gets too hard on how he puts his rear leg. Needs to be softer. Needs to be more comfortable in his skeleton. Young man to round out the class. Extremely well finished kind of a hog. Just needs to see more muscle shape. Gets a little too over conditioned for this stage of the game. Let's put our hands together for these exhibitors.
Great job, Class 14. In first place with the purple ribbon, Krista Gregory, Locust Grove Wranglers. Second with the purple, Riata Higby, Saddle Traps 4-H. Coming in third today with the blue, Cameron Montanez, Balba FFA. With the blue in fourth, Lane Hart, Red Top Wranglers. In fifth with the red, Lucy Knott, Red Top Wranglers. With the red in sixth place, Jack Thornton, Rocky Mountain 4-H. Receiving a red in seventh, Gabriel Hernandez, Canyon County Fair Livestock Program. And in eighth place with the red, Truett Tucker, Red Top Wranglers. Both Krista and Riata will return for our Dark Cross heavyweight runoff. This is our last class of Dark Cross heavyweights. They range from 300 to 320 pounds. Morgan Prilliman, Zeno Still, Dane Still, and Kara Dornenball.
good way to round out our class of heavyweights. And I think the young ladies Black Barrel comes together in the most complete form and freshness and design. When you're getting up to these heavier weights, freshness is the name of the game. And this one still does that. He's fresh, he's wide, he's square, he's comfortable on the move. He provides a neat and attractive look and design. Good place to start for that young lady. Young lady that comes next, heavy muscled, kind of a hog, probably a shot more power and wit for me. He just gets to out there in his hind leg, wants to get outside of himself. I wish he was a shot more better in his cover, fresher in his design, and more attractive in his look. Young man that comes next, extremely lean, kind of a hog. I just like to see this one wider, truer from the ground up to move up any higher. And young man that comes next just needs to be better in his structure, wants to bow, wants to hawk in his hawks, extremely heavy muscle, kind of a hawk. Good way to round out our class. Let's give our exhibitors a round of applause.
Okay, in this last class of Dark Cross Heavyweight, first place, Morgan Perlman, Melba FFA with a purple. Second, Kara Dornenball, Middleton Wranglers with the purple. Both Morgan and Kara will return for the heavyweight Dark Cross runoff. Receiving a red in third, Zeno Still, Caveman Critters. And a red ribbon with fourth goes to Dane Still, CUNA FFA. We're going to have our Dark Cross Heavyweight runoff. In the first class of heavyweights, Jaylyn Acuna and Bobby Watkins. Second class, Krista Gregory, Riata Higby. And the third class, Morgan Perlman and Kara Dornenball.
I think a good way to round out our heavyweight division into, I think, 3 pigs that each bring their differences to their table. I think each of them have their pros and cons, and there's maybe not one out here that screams your attention or demands the win. I think each and every one of them bring to the table something, and I would be up for listening to different debates and For me, I just got to do what I like the most, and what's the freshest, most complete package kind of a hog that still has the width and squareness. It's able to get out and move with comfort. For me, the young lady on the far back is going to win our grand. Dropped the second place out, and I think he instantly comes in and demands your attention. I think he is in the conversation for reserve. For me, young ladies, all black barrel is going to take reserve. Our heavyweight.
Congratulations to Jalen Acuna, first place, Dark Cross Heavyweight, and second goes to Morgan Prilliman. We are now going to have our overall Dark Cross runoff. This will be for the division winner and reserve. These two individuals will return tonight for the final drive representing the Dark Cross division. Okay, representing the lightweight Dark Cross, Emma Hacker and McKenna Murray. The middleweight, Trig Lober and Kylie Thornton. And the heavyweight, Jalen Acuna and Morgan Prilliman.
I think a great way to round out our crossbreds. Let's give all these exhibitors a round of applause. I think these three represent a lot of quality, and I think they each are out here and they each do something very, very well. For me, they each check the boxes of the ESTs, the basics, and doing everything properly. For me, I think there's two that come out here, demand your attention, and for me, I think they each have their pros, they each have their cons, and I would be open to listening to discussion because I think they're very, very close. I think these two kids drive the hogs very, very well. For me, I just got to go which hit me the hardest in their division, in their class. Young ladies like Dark Cross will win. I won't be too long. I just mentioned that there's another kid out here that was in contention, and it's very, very close. Young man in the middle will take reserve.
Congratulations, our division winner for Dark Cross, Emma Hacker, Wilder FFA. And our reserve division winner for Dark Cross, Trig Lover, Primetime 4-H. Both Emma and Trig will return to the final drive tonight for the overall grand champion runoff. We are moving now to our AOB, which is all other breeds division. This is class number 18. In the lightweight, we have our market hogs ranging from 229 to 269 pounds. Amelia Doolin, Carson Gentry, Hunter Doolin, and Bo Brunmeyer.
good way to start our AOB division, and I think this young man's Duroc Gilt does rises to the top extremely easy. In terms of a width and squareness standpoint, that's able to get out and move, balance from the profile. I like that Duroc Gilt a lot. Young man's that comes in second, extremely heavy muscled kind of Duroc. Just like to soften that one up, be better in terms of her structure to move her up any higher. Young ladies Berkshire Gilt that comes next, extremely good shape, muscular kind of hog. Just needs to offer more in terms of width and squareness from the ground up. Needs a shot more mass and power to overcome the top two. Same thing with the young man's Berkshire Gilt that comes next. Just want to see more shape. That one's got to be more comfortable going away from me to move up any higher. But let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Great job, class number 18 of AOBs. First place with the purple ribbon, Carson Gentry, Dry Lake Livestock. And in second with the purple, Bo Brunmeyer, Canyon County Fair Junior Livestock Program. Both Carson and Bo will return for the overall AOB runoff. In third, we have with the blue ribbon, Amelia Doolin, Valley View 4-H. And in fourth with the blue ribbon, Hunter Doolin, Valley View FFA. This is our second class of AOBs and our last. This is middleweight to heavyweight, weighing 279 to 305 pounds. Trig Lober, Dylan Shirley, Waverly Millard, Grant Thornton, and Emily Dornenball.
Another good class of AOBs here, and I think two pigs that have a lot of quality. A little bit different in their types and kinds, obviously, but I'm going to start with the young man's. For that thing's breed, that thing is a stout mugged, extremely heavy muscled, bold ribbed, huge back kind of hog. For his breed, that is an impressive creature that I think has tons of good. Now, is he perfect? No. I wish he was a little better in terms of his hind leg, but in terms of this width, power, muscle, shape, that barrel does a lot of good. The young lady with the Duroc barrel will come next. In terms of going from the profile, that's an extremely well-balanced, good, attractive, nice kind of a hog. For me, it's going away. He gets a little too narrow pinned. I just need to see him wider from the ground up to move up any higher.
Congratulations to this middle heavyweight class of all other breeds. First place with the purple ribbon, Trig Lober, Primetime 4-H. Second with the purple, Waverly Millard, Canyon County Fair Livestock Program. Both Trig and Waverly will return for the AOB runoff. In third with the blue, Grant Thornton, Rocky Mountain 4-H. Fourth today, Dylan Shirley, Valley View 4-H with the blue. And in fifth with the blue, Emily Dornenball. We are going to move to our all other breeds runoff. There are two classes, our lightweight and then our middle heavyweight. Representing the lightweight, Carson Gentry and Bo Brunmeyer. Representing the heavyweight and middleweight, Trig Lober and Waverly Millard.
I think two very good class winners to do our division, and I mentioned it in a class, but extremely different kinds, bred to do different things. But I think there's one that for his breed is extremely impressive. You don't see very many like him. This young man will be our winner. You dropped the second place out, and I think one that comes in and demands your attention, one that gets out and moves with comfort, balances well from the side, neat about his look. Young lady will be second.
Congratulations to our all other breed division winners. First place division winner, Trig Lober, Primetime 4-H. And reserve division, Waverly Millard, Canyon County Fair Livestock Program. Both Trig and Waverly will return to the final drive tonight for our grand champion crowning. That is at 6:30. We're going to move into our light cross division. We have 3 classes of light cross: lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight. In our lightweight, these market hogs range from 221 to 248 pounds. Priscilla Garcia, Jackson Toll, Zoe Blackner, Maddox Tucker, and Josie Moore.
Nice class of light cross pigs to start our division, and I think the young lady's light cross barrel ultimately just lands in front for me in terms of muscle and freshness design. He is the most comfortable out here with the best look and design. Love him in his angles, love him in his shape. Nice place to start with that young lady. Young lady that comes next, extremely good looking gilt, heavy muscled, tall, attractive. For me, she just needs to be better at the point of her shoulder, needs to be taller shouldered, more extended and softer barred. She gets a little too hard bodied for me today. The two that come next are
Okay, class 21, light cross, lightweight. Say that 3 times. First place, Zoe Blackner, Critters of Gold with the purple. Second with the purple, Josie Moore, CUNA FFA. In third with the red, Jackson Toll, Ranchers and Riders 4-H. In fourth, Maddox Tucker, Red Top Wranglers with the red. And coming in fifth with the red, Priscilla Garcia, Caveman Critters. We welcome our second class of light cross middleweight. This is our second class of light cross. Class 22. Market hogs ranging from 253 to 269 pounds. Nayeli Garcia, Micah Bozell, Maya Malson, Olivia Arendt, Darby Lober, and Chloe Denlinger.
I think another good class of the light cross division. I think two pigs that offer a lot of good, but are very different in their types and kinds. For me, I'm going to go ahead and use the young lady blue face barrel to win. That's the stoutest, most rugged barrel of the class. He's got more shape. He's got more power. Now, is he perfect? No, he gets a little too soft on his pasterns. I'd like to clean him up in his sheath to make him balance. But I think from an overwhelming stoutness and power feature, I think that's a good place to start. The young ladies that comes next, that's the sounder structured barrel. He's a little better on his feet. He's bold about his rib. For me, he just needs to be better chested. He needs to be wider and squarer from the ground up. Love his look and design. Just needs to break him open in his chest. Would like to give him a shot more shape and muscle over the top part of his shoulder. Young man that lands in 3, extremely shapely, kind of a hog, heavy muscled. For me, I just want to pick him up in his front 1/3, make him more elevated at the point of his shoulder, make him more unique and attractive from the profile. Young lady that comes next, extremely well balanced, kind of a hog. I just like to see that one wider and truer from the ground up. Needs to be more, needs to have more mass and power to overcome the top. And the two around our class, I think, are very similar in their type and kind. Heavy muscled hogs that are good finished. I just like to see them more comfortable in their structure. They need to get ahead and go better, be more comfortable in their front 1/3 to overcome the top. But let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations to our light cross middleweight class. First place with the purple ribbon, Darby Lober, Primetime 4-H. Second with the purple ribbon, Maya Malson, Melba FFA. Both Darby and Maya will return for the light cross runoff. In third with the blue ribbon, Micah Boiselle, Caveman Critters. Fourth today, Olivia Arendt, Dirty Boots 4-H with the red. In fifth with the red, Chloe Dinlinger, Valley View 4-H. In sixth, Nayela Garcia, Caveman Critters with the red. This is our last class of light cross. It's our heavyweight. Weights ranging from 272 to 314 pounds. Emery Kirk, Savannah Stewart, Lucas Rhodes, Colson Kassler, and Natalie Thornton.
Another good class of the light crosses here, and I ultimately land on the girl in the yellow shirt. It's guilt to win. I think from a standpoint of freshness and design and structural integrity, I think this one is where she rises to the top of the class. You put her on the move, and that's when she's at her best. You get her; she meets her stride. She's out on her toes. Good looking, attractive, balanced hog to start our class. The young ladies that comes in next, that's the bigger backed, bolder ribbed kind of a hog. I just like to see that one more attractive from the profile to go ahead and overcome our class winner. Young lady that comes third, good looking kind of a hog. I just like to clean her up in her front, make her go better, give her a shot more muscle to overcome the top two. The bottom trio of the class, a very similar type of hogs, very similar type and kind, heavy muscled, well finished types of hogs. They just need to be better in terms of their design and their look and in their structure. They're getting a little too straight and short out of their hogs, but overall good class. Let's give these guys a round of applause.
Congratulations to our light cross heavyweight class. First place with the purple, Savannah Stewart, Critters of Gold. Second with the purple, Natalie Thornton, CUNA FFA. And third with the blue, Emery Kirk, Critters of Gold. Oh. And fourth with the blue, Wyatt Arndt, Dirty Boots 4-H. In fifth with the red, Lucas Rhodes, Dirty Boots 4-H. And in sixth today, Colson Kassler, Shooting Stars 4-H with a red. We're going to have our light cross division runoff. Representing the lightweight, Zoe Blackner and Josie Moore. Representing middleweight, Darby Lober and Maya Malson. And representing the heavyweight, Savannah Stewart and Natalie Thornton.
I think a good overall grand drive of the light crosses. I won't take too long because I think there's one out here that in terms of his mass, his stoutness, his feature, he just kind of outpowers the rest of them. Young lady in front of me will win your grand. Congrats. I said it in class that the second place of this young lady's rivaled that grand champion, and I think you drop her out here, and he does so. Just like I said, he comes out here, demands your attention. He's sound structured, awesome in his rib, awesome in his design. Young lady will be your reserve.
Congratulations! Our light cross division winner is Darby Lober, Primetime 4-H. And our reserve light cross division winner is Maya Malson with Melba FFA. Both Darby and Maya will return tonight for the final drive representing the light cross division. We're going to move in to our Hampshire division. or Hampshire, depends on where you live across the United States. In this first class, these market hogs range from 220 to 251 pounds. We're going to take a short break and then I'll announce the exhibitors. Thank you so much for cleaning the arena. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's welcome class number 25. Once again, market hogs in the Hampshire division weighing from 220 to 251. Paisley Dinlinger, Serenity Dinlinger, Kylie Thornton, Ryan Shirley, Nico Seymour, Jaylyn Acuna, and Allie Rose Stewart.
Good way to start out our Hampshire division here, and ultimately land on Young Lady's Gilt right in front of me. In terms of a level design, extremely big back into that one, bold about its rib, gets out and move with some comfort. On the move, balances extremely well, level, attractive, good-looking gilt to start our class. Young Lady's barrel that comes next, extremely wide and powerful, has lots of power up high. It's from the rear end that we've got to fix that one. He gets too short and straight out of his hip and hind leg, and needs to flex and use his hock better to overcome my class winner. Young Lady in 3, another one in terms of tons of power and mass up high. I just like to see that one with more shape, more width, more squareness to give that one a more complete and overall attractive look to overcome our top 2. Young lady that comes next, extremely heavy muscle type of a hog. My biggest issue with that one is going away from me. He gets too short and choppy. I'd like to get more cover and more condition on that one to smooth her out and make her balance with a slight more better attractive look. The 3 that come next, similar in their types and kinds, heavy muscle type of hogs. Just need to see them wider and bolder from the ground up, square, have more mass and power to overcome the top ones. Let's go ahead and give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Great job to this first class of Hampshire Market Hogs. First place, Kylie Thornton, Melba FFA with the purple. Second with the purple, Allie Rose Stewart, Critters of Gold. Both Kylie and Allie Rose will return for the Hampshire runoff. In third with the blue, Jaylen Acuna, Dirty Boots 4-H. With the blue in fourth, Ryan Shirley, Valley View at 4-H. In fifth today with the red, Serenity Dinlinger, Valley View 4-H. Sixth with the red, Nico Seymour, Critters of Gold. And in seventh with the red, Paisley Dinlinger, Valley View 4-H. Our second class of Hampshires, class number 26. Market hogs ranging from 261 to 269 pounds. Cadence Scrimma, Lily Boiselle, Arabella Armstrong, Sophia Sanford, Connor Wallen, and Billy Clark. As we're winding down our show, don't forget your no-sells. I have the no-sell forms up here at the announcer stand, or you can get them in the show office. If you have 2 market hogs, you need to declare which one you are not going to put in the sale. That needs to be done 1 hour at the conclusion of the show.
Another good class of Hampshire hogs, and I think the young man's barrel lands pretty easily in first for me. One in terms of his overall design, his boldness about his rib, his center body, that look from the side. He's elevated from the point of his shoulder. He gets out and moves with comfortability. Good place to start with the young man. Young lady that comes next, a gilt that from the profile, when you get her head up, balances extremely well. She's big backed, good looking from the profile, but it's that hip and hind leg that I just got to make her softer on her passion. She's got to be able to reach and flex with with a shot more comfort for her to overcome a class winner. Young ladies that comes next, that's a power hog, extremely big backed, powerful kind of hog that's heavy muscled. I'd like to just loosen that one up, give her some more condition, make him go with the shot more comfortability out of his skeleton to overcome the top two. Young man that comes in next, extremely well finished type of hog, extremely well balanced, good looking. For me, I just want to see him bowler about his rib, more expressive in his shape, and he's got to get out and move with more comfortability to overcome the top ones. The two that round us out, similar types and kinds, heavy muscled hogs that are well finished. Just got to get out and move better, get too straight and short out of their hip and hind legs, short and jammed in their front ends. But let's go ahead and give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Good job to class number 26, Hampshires. First place with the purple ribbon, Connor Wallen, Locust Grove Wranglers. Second with the purple, Sophia Sanford, Homedale FFA. Both Connor and Sophia will return for the Hampshire Division runoff. And third with the blue, Arabella Armstrong, Dead End Ranchers. In it with the blue in fourth, Billy Clark, Canyon County Fair Livestock Program. Sixth today with the red, Lily Boiselle, Caveman Critters. And that was fifth place. In sixth, we have with the red, Caden Scrimma, Caveman Critters. This is class number 27. Market hogs ranging from 272 to 276 pounds. Harper Burnett, Josie Moore, Emma Hacker, Cade Thornton, and Jacob Wiersma.
Another good class of Hampshires, and I think this young lady's barrel wins relatively easy. That's an extremely powerful, dense-featured kind of a hog that gets out and motors extremely comfortable in his skeleton. Looks like he has the build and the type and kind that can go all day. Love his look, his design, his freshness. Very nice place to start with that young lady. Young man that comes in too, extremely nice looking gilt, has a lot of power and shape up high. I wish he would get out and motor a hair better. I wish he would be cleaner in her way. Her front 1/3 is put together. Pulled her apart a hair to overcome my class winner. But very nice gilt to land in 2. The young man that comes in 3, love a lot about it in terms of shape, design, quality from the front 1/3. It's that back rear leg that we've got to fix. She gets a little uncoordinated with it. Doesn't know quite where it's going to land every time. Fix that up, and that young man's got a really nice skill. Young lady that comes next, good in terms of a structure, gets out and moves. Just like to see her bolder about her rib, cleaner in her front, have a shot more width and muscle to move her any higher. Young lady that comes next needs to be wider, square from the ground up, but heavy muscled and lean type of hog. Good one to route on our class. Let's go ahead and give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations to class number 27 of our Hampshires. First place with the purple ribbon, Emma Hacker, Wilder FFA. Second, Jacob Wiersma, Canyon County Fair Livestock Program with the purple. Both Emma and Jacob will return for the Hampshire runoff. Receiving third with the blue, Kate Thornton, Valley View 4-H. In fourth today with the red, Harper Burnett, Dirty Boots 4-H. And in fifth with the red, Josie Moore, CUNA FFA. We're moving to our last class of Hampshires. Weights ranging from 281 to 299 pounds. Maya Mawson, McKenna Murray, Cameron Montanez, and Finley Watkins.
a good way to round out our Hampshires. And I think the young lady's barrel who I land is who I land on. As far as a freshness structure standpoint, that one gets out on motors with extreme comfort. He's more balanced in his look and his design. He's better in his skeleton. He gets out and moves. He may not be as shapely as the one that comes in second, but I think just the way his structure goes, he sorts his way up through that. He's able to get around the ring with comfort and mobility, and ultimately that's what lands him in one. Young ladies that comes in second, that's the more powerful hog. That's the one that's got more shape, got a shot more muscle. For me, it's coming and going that he just gets a little too closed up. He needs to be softer on his feet and more flexible out of his hip and hind leg to move him up any higher. Young lady that comes in third, extremely heavy muscle type of hog, good looking, attractive, well balanced, tall shouldered. For me, you just got to soften him up from the ground up, blow his rib open, make him softer in his middle to overcome the top two. Young lady that comes next, extremely good condition. That's a wide built hog. For me, he's just getting past his prime. Gets a little too over conditioned and out of his prime today to overcome the bottom. But a great way to round up our class. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Congratulations to this last class of Hampshire Market Hogs. First place with the purple ribbon, Cameron Montanez, Melba FFA. Second with the purple, Maya Malson, Melba FFA. Both Cameron and Maya will return for the Hampshire Division runoff. In third with the blue, McKenna Murray, Critters of Gold. And in fourth with the red, Finley Watkins, Cowpokes 4-H. We are now going to have our Hampshire runoff. Representing Class 25, Kylie Thornton and Allie Rose Stewart. Representing Class 26, Connor Wallen and Sophia Sanford. Representing Class 27, Emma Hacker and Jacob Wiersma. And Class 28, Cameron Montanez and Maya Malson. As we conclude our show today, which was done in such a great, timely manner and just great overall, we want to thank our judge, Dalton Williams, for critiquing our market hogs today. Let's give him a round of applause. We appreciate you, and we look forward to you coming back tonight for your very difficult decision on crowning our Grand and Reserve Champion Market Hogs. The final drive is at 6:30. Make sure that you get your no-sell forms in if you have two market hogs and you know which one you are not going to sell. Those will be due a little bit past noon, so they're available up here, and you can turn them into the show office.
I think a good way to round out our Hampshire show, and I think there's 4 class winners that all offer a lot of good and a lot of differences as well. I think that you could have your own types and kinds, and I think each of these do something very, very well. But ultimately, there's one out here that just overwhelms everything else. He comes in first impression, hits me really hard. Young lady with the Hampshire Barrel will win. I think for second it gets a little bit closer, and in my mind, you could go some different ways in whatever you prefer. Ultimately, I think there's another one that has the shape, has the power. Love his design and look from the profile. Young man in front of me will win your reserve.
Congratulations! Our Hampshire Division winner is Emma Hacker with Wilder FFA. And our Reserve Hampshire Division winner, Connor Wallen with Locust Grove Wranglers. We look forward to seeing them tonight in the final drive. Have a good rest of your day, a good fair, have fun, and we'll see y'all back here tonight. Thank you to Logan Thornton and Kayla Hernandez for being our superintendents, Kirk Pugsley for running the ring and the ribbons, and to my co-help, Mallory Turner. Thank you. See y'all tonight.